Okay, welcome one and all to the second episode of Hungry Gamers. Like last time, I am your host, Holdex to Revive. Again, we have with us Xenogallion,
Hi.
Blaz,
Yo.
and Red Skittles.
Hello.
And like last time, we are going to be discussing gaming news. Each one of us has one subject of note that's caught our interest over these past 2 weeks now. And to start off, we're going to jump right into it with Red.
Oh, me? Oh, right off the bat. Okay.
Right off the bat.
All right. Oh, what I'm going to discuss is about a lovely game called Dragon's Dogma, which is going to come out on PC on this here about January 2015. And it's going to be coming in PC like $29.99 and 24. That's US dollars. $24.99 for.
January 2015 has already happened.
Oh yeah. Okay.
2016.
2016 then. Sorry.
Right. Okay.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Unless it's an alternate reality and it was released in the past that we never got because it wasn't in our timeline. No.
Okay. So
Yeah, I was thinking. I was just like, oh, that's a bit weird. That's gone. But anyway, yeah. January 2016, and it's going to be like around $29.99, $24.99. 24 is the UK, and $29.99 is the US dollars.
What? Are you serious? That is horrible.
What, the pricing?
Yeah. Like,
Yeah, it's pretty
buy
old.
the US version is like what, 17, 18 pounds. To buy the UK version is 25 quid. What?
That's why Colin buys his games through me.
For you? Yeah, that's true. That is true.
I'm an enabler.
Oh. And not only that, Dragon's Dogma is going to become a MMO, which is only coming out in Japan at this moment. And was it the Captain? Was it one of the guys in Capcom said there won't be a Western release at the moment?
Because
Yeah.
we're not cool enough.
Yeah, but I for one heard this news and I was like, oh, got to make sure everyone's informed, because I played the console version and it is a wonderful game.
I've been told a great many things.
Okay,
So-
I'm completely in the dark, so I'd love to hear absolutely anything and everything about this sort of game.
It's the simplest way to you go on.
Well, I was about to say the simplest way to put this game. You ever played? Was it
Shadow of the Colossus?
Yeah, that one.
Nope.
Okay. Have you played Dark Souls?
Nope.
Ah, true.
I've watched the Game Grumps play Bloodborne.
Okay, it's kind. Well, I won't say it's kind of like Bloodborne because there's no guns and stuff like that. All right. Well,
Basically, all combat is skill based. Like you actually have to be really good at the game to like get the combat down.
Yep.
Makes it
And
fun.
and you fight like monsters like triple the size of you, and you could jump on them, scale up to their, the heads and slap them in the face like that 8-headed Hydra you have to fight.
Yeah, get to jump on the griffin.
Yep, and what's flying? This is like the most epic. When you jump on the griffin, he tries to fly, and it's like you're like all the way up there, and you look down and go, oh no.
Okay,
But,
so from what I get, it's a third-person game.
Yes.
And you're running around various, either massive open world landscapes or small closed linear levels. Fill in that blank.
It's very open.
It's very
also
open, right? Okay.
yeah, it's pretty open, yeah.
And you're going around just fighting big monsters, or what I would assume to be dragons.
You fight dragons, you fight griffin, you fight all like mandacores, golems, all these mystical monsters, and
This is
because
Dragon's Dogma, yeah?
yeah, Dragon's
Yep.
Dogma. Yes.
Okay.
There will be a dragon with a dogma at some point in the game.
Oh,
Right.
it's
Why would
kind
you,
of
why would
it
you
went.
call it that?
It can't. The beginning of it is very Dragonheart, if you're wondering.
I
Yeah.
haven't watched that film in years.
Well, he kind of like tear your
With
heart
Sean
out
Connery?
and actually took your heart.
Okay. If there's no Sean Connery in this game, I'm going to be very disappointed. In specifically you, Colin.
I
Well,
don't know. Maybe there might be a Sean Connery in there. There's a guy who looks like Sean Connery.
Well,
He's like,
anyway.
he's like a crazy king.
Anyway. Right, okay, so third-person action game, killing lots of monsters, really big monsters, climbing on them, stabbing them, got it.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it's
Yeah.
supposed to be like super hard.
Yeah, it's like it's not easy. There's no fast travel, so with this open big world, you have to walk around on foot, and and the road's not safe. Because you're either attacked by giant ass monsters or the undead, depending on if it's nighttime or daytime. Daytime they don't come out. Nighttime they do, and they hurt. Mostly daytime you get attacked by bandits, but they're just pushovers. But
yeah.
Isn't one of the drawbacks of the game is that the enemies on the road respawn, and it's just
Oh,
kind of
yes.
frustrating?
Yes,
Yeah.
they respawn. Yeah, that's the one thing.
But that's the nature
Yeah,
of the beast with stuff like that. Because even with Dark Souls, you go to a bonfire, everything you killed respawns. If things stay dead, it's going to get pretty empty pretty quickly. But yes, the PC version will be coming with the Dark Arisen DLC as standard. So when it launches, you'll be getting all the DLC.
Yeah.
And
See, my issue is it was designed for the Xbox 360 with the PlayStation 4, right? It's a
The
console
Xbox
game.
One.
No, 360. This is an old game.
So you mean the PlayStation 3?
Whatever.
Okay.
I don't own PlayStation, so I don't really care which we're on it. Anyway, console game. The thing is, I'm gonna be griping about when they import it into the PC. Would it be? It's gonna be a port. No matter what it's gonna be. It's gonna be a port in. Is it gonna be a terrible port? That's the next question, because it's kind of like they did it with Dark Souls, the first one. It was a terrible port for the PC.
Is that a Capcom game?
Dark Souls.
Yeah.
That's From Software.
Right, okay. Well, the real way to determine whether or not it's going to be a terrible port, or to guess whether or not it's going to be a terrible port, is to actually look at Capcom's past PC games, ports, and if those were terrible, then yeah, I think it's a pretty safe bet that it's going to be terrible. But I mean,
yeah, I'd say personally, unless I've missed something, I've never really heard anything really bad about their Capcom's PC ports, because it's like Resident Evil, stuff like that, and I've never really heard any real grumbles about it. So I think we're pretty safe on the port thing, though there is always, as we all know, fucking up is always an option.
Yeah, it's kind of like Trevor, when they port in a console game, somehow it fucks up no matter what company, no matter what. There's always that slight fuck up they did, and mostly you have to use your control pad to actually fix that fucked up. But what happens if someone don't have a controller, wants to play keyboard and mouse, and rotate the menu with keyboard and mouse, and they can't do that. They have to get themselves a controller.
Yeah. It's one gripe I've always had about PC ports, is that there are ones that using a controller is mandatory, which I don't think it shouldn't be a thing. You shouldn't need a controller, because as PC we have all these buttons. Let us use them.
The thing is, though, some games just need a controller to play.
yeah.
I think when I was playing the first Darksiders game, I was using my keyboard for that. I'm like, this is impossible. You can't play this game with a keyboard and mouse. So it was the main reason why I went out and bought a USB Xbox controller.
Yeah.
I very much feel, and I could be wrong on this, the Batman games. I've played Arkham City on my PC. I own it both on Xbox 360 and I was playing it on PC, and I had to get my wired PC Xbox 360 controller. I hate the fact that it's called an Xbox 360 controller, even though it's for PC. I can't possibly envision the combat being as fluid on a digital keyboard and mouse than with the analog sticks.
Yeah. I get what you're saying, but I'm not talking about games that work better with a controller. I have seen games that it's like
Don't work.
it does not recognize keyboard and mouse input at all.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it's like you have to have get a control pad, which force you to get one, go out and buy it, rather than people out there just want to try it out with a keyboard and mouse and just play it like that and just be skilled through that. But if it's
That
forcing
option
you,
should be there.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
an option basically. But if they don't give you the option, when you buy this game, you have to go out and buy a control pad as well.
I say I'm always up for control pad support, like on certain games. It's always nice to have options, whether it be graphics option or just, hey, I want to play this with a controller. Because there are some people who it's physically better for them to play with a controller.
Yeah. Well, I'm also reading this. It's like the PC version as well. It's gonna enhance the graphics on it, high res graphics. It's gonna enhance it. So don't know how much they're gonna enhance, but they're gonna make it better.
Better with air quotation marks.
It's like it's like Dark Souls 2. Was it the big up? Was it the upgrade? I forgot what's the upgrade. Ty, you bought the upgrade, didn't you?
Color of the First Sin, yeah.
Yeah, which is like it says the graphics improve, and I in gameplay for it, and I noticed no graphics improvement unless someone didn't up the graphics or nothing. But it doesn't look any different.
From what everybody else has told, I actually haven't played it yet. I haven't had time to pick it up yet. But all my friends who've played it, they said that it looks no different. Like the enemy placement is shuffled around, and it's a little bit harder.
Okay, so
because everybody was complaining that Dark Souls 2 is way too easy. Not enough buzzsaw Capra demons everywhere. We need more of those. Yes, that's exactly what the game needs.
To be fair, I played Dark Souls 2. It's way too easy. It's way too easy. It is for I played the first one. That was hard, especially the first boss. It's like, what the fuck do I do here? And then when I played the second one, this is a breeze. This is nothing like the first one. So yeah, I see why people complain why it's a bit easy.
I've not played either, unfortunately. I'm still waiting to see the news that Bloodborne's going to be ported onto PC.
One can hope. But yeah, that's all I have to say. That's what I'm kind of interested to come out on PC, because I already own it on my console, but I would love to have the PC version because mods, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy stuff like that. And also, hopefully, the MMO version will come out, which the MMO is a 4-player co-op. It's kind of like Warframe, you have a 4-player team, go in a dungeon, clear out that dungeon, and pop back into the hub, or the central city when you meet up all your other friends and whatever. It's kind of like that.
I'd actually like to pick up on the notion of, is it an MMO if you are playing with only 4 people?
It's classed as MMO because there's you meet a lot more people on the hub. Like there are raids, 8-man raids, and they even were thinking of increasing that to 24. But at the missions and stuff, it's only up to 4 players. It's kind of keeping the traditional Dragon's Dogma when you have pawns, which you could have a party of 4, so you could have 3 pawns with you and you as your character in a
Okay,
party.
what's a pawn?
A pawn is basically a character creating thing that it helps you in the game, but you could when you could actually get one of your friends to help you out, like say my friend made
NPC
a
follower.
yeah NPC
Right.
follower,
Okay.
yeah, and my
So-
friend made one. I could hire his pawn to help me in my party. Basically, it's a way for multiplayer, kind of,
Right.
with quotations.
So to derail this ever so slightly, going back to the MMO thing.
Yeah.
Have any of you ever played StarCraft 1 or Diablo 2 or Warcraft 3?
Like the first
Played
StarCraft,
Warcraft.
yeah.
I played Warcraft 3.
I played Warcraft 3.
Right, okay. Did you ever play Warcraft 3 on battle.net?
No.
No.
Right, never played it multiplayer. So the big thing about battle.net is that before you play a game, you are put in this lobby for a region. Yeah, be it Europe, Northern America, wherever. And in this lobby, it's a glorified chat channel where you can talk to pretty much anyone.
Mm-hmm.
And in all honesty, this is the only difference between it being like a text-based chat thing and something like Guild Wars 1, at least, where you actually had a hub where you could meet loads and loads of people, you could visually see loads of people, is the simple fact that one, you could see physical characters, and the other you could not. But you could do just as much as both. Like, the rest of the thing is the same. So you'd have to party up, you'd have to go start the game, you have to go into an instance, whatever.
Yeah.
Right? Now, if there is no graphical seeing of characters, it's just a text-based interface, is that considered an MMO?
Would
Yes.
that consider an MMO?
Would you consider that an MMO? I personally don't.
Not really,
No, it's not really. It's
Right. So my question to you is, what's so different about these games with the hubs where you can visually see the players that makes them an MMO? Even though when you're doing the content, you can't randomly encounter a random person in a mission.
well, there is that you if they randomly pop in and stuff. But that's like Fantasy Star Online. That's kind of
I've
you
not
got the
played
main.
that.
Oh, you never played that? Oh, it's a hub, but the thing is, you're in the station. You could go down there, buy clothing, armor, weapons, stuff like that, and you could chat like many different people on the region you're in. That's what people feel like MMO, because you're interacting with people, like trading or
But
ads.
I've already said that you can do that
Yeah, but that's
in just
that.
the text-based client.
But that's like, do you actually trade items? Do you actually do that type of stuff, or do
Well,
you buy items in a shop?
It's like Warframe. You just chat to people on a region, like, oh yeah, I've got an item, and take you to what's it called, a dojo and trade the item. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You're saying the chat-based version from, was it Warcraft 3, right?
But
Warcraft 3,
what he's saying,
StarCraft, or Diablo 2.
Yeah.
what he's saying, Colin, is that say you're playing Warframe, and all of a sudden you encounter another team of Warframes, all of a sudden running through the same mission you are. You're like, oh hey, we should team up. This mission faster.
That there feels like an MMO to me, because you have that chance of a random encounter.
Oh yeah, so that like that basically.
Yeah, it basically makes the world a little more alive, because there's more stuff going on around you. Like, you're playing Guild Wars 2, you bump into all sorts of people who are just randomly doing stuff, running around and doing things.
Yeah.
You're not just playing with the people on your friends list or in your clan.
Oh yeah,
doing a specific mission. It's just you're physically, well, not really physically, but bumping into people as you're just bumming around doing whatever.
Simply put, my question to you right? And I'm not going to pick a fight on this.
Oh no! Go ahead. Go ahead.
So, given Guild Wars, the original one, not the second one, where you could only encounter new players in the hubs, or from the sounds of it, Phantasy Star Online, yeah, where you can only encounter random people you've never met before in the hubs. Is that truly an MMO to you?
Not originally. No, it's
Right.
more like today's standard of MMO, if you know what I mean.
Right. Okay. Then. Fair enough.
Okay. I think what really needs to be done for MMOs is there needs to be almost like a subgenre of it, because if you just look up MMO, it's just really massively multiplayer online game.
Yeah.
That's all it defines. So everything we've just covered would, by the definition of, well, the dictionary definition of a MMO, it encounters.
Is everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
So
it's massive player, multiplayer type of thing.
yeah.
If
So
you're interacting them or not, it's still a massive multiplayer game.
yeah, it's some people would say like Warframe, the original Guild Wars, and Fantasy Star. They would say no, they're not an MMO. They are a four-party co-op game.
No. So for Fantasy Star, I had to have up to 6. That was kind of improvement on the 4 co-op play. That it's like today's standards, right? And that game is old.
Yeah. I think people do it for is just that, like, because people were running into the problem of, I didn't have enough friends to fill up my party. I didn't want a random mook, but it then meant that we couldn't go do all the content.
So one thing, if we're done with that derailment, one thing I actually want to pick up on is I believe I heard Hold say the PC version of Dragon's Dogma is actually coming with a load of DLCs.
Yes, all
Yes.
the DLCs from the console version. That's
Right.
it's what's it called? Darkness
Dark,
Arisen.
Dark
Okay.
Arisen, because
So just to confirm with you, you mean that you can actually buy them, or it's already in the game?
Already in the game.
Yeah.
It's already in the game.
because basically they didn't really do a DLC about a year or so later after Dragon's Dogma. They went, hey, there's Dragon Dogma Dark Arisen. That's basically the game plus this expansion pack. Though I will hands up say I never played Dark Arisen, so I don't know how much content is in it. I do know there was supposed to be a continuation of the story. But
Yeah.
I think I resolved my confusion. My question would be, what's the point in having DLC if the content's just straight in the game? And I'm looking at the wiki page, and I'm assuming the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 version came out in 2012.
Yes.
Which is why there's DLC content for it.
Yeah, and the
PC version comes out in 2016, which is why the DLC content is already with it. It's sort of like right, okay. So that makes a lot more sense, because I was so confused. What's the point in having this DLC content if it's already, if it's free and in the game?
But, it's just because it's a very old game, Dragon's Dogma. It's just like 2012.
Right, okay.
That's not
I love
very
how
old,
very
but...
old game now is 2012.
Technology moves fast.
Not very old, but it's old enough, right?
Excuse me while I go play Super Mario Brothers on my Nintendo Entertainment System.
That is super old.
Out of interest, because I am relatively sure I'm the oldest one here.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Can I ask, what was the first PC game any of you played?
That would be the original.
That's mine.
The original Warcraft.
So
I still got the box.
The original Warcraft.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, mine's Alien vs Predator on the PC. Back in the day, I still own the box.
The Rebellion version, yeah?
Yeah. The very old one, whatever version that is. I can't remember who made it. But back in the day, That
Right,
was
okay.
like the coolest shit I actually had on the PC.
Right. Okay. Fair enough then. Right. Okay. Right.
In the chat there, that there's the first game I ever played. Like well, that I can remember on the PC anyway, which called Cosmos Cosmic Adventure.
Oh
Pretty much
my
Released
god.
released on March 1992.
First PC game I pretty much remember playing. If it wasn't Commander Keen, it was Doom.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, Commander Keen. Yep. All those what's that company that made those?
Id.
Apogee?
Oh, it's id.
Huh?
Id Software.
Software? That was called Apogee. The guys who made
Yes.
Duke Nukem and
No. You're thinking of 3D Realms. No. The Commander
well, I
Keen.
didn't no, isn't
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Alien vs Predator 2. It's made by
Monolith.
No.
Yes, it is. I promise you, it's made by Monolith.
No, it doesn't say Monolith.
It's
Oh yeah, it
published
does.
by
Okay.
Sierra, but
Oh yeah.
it's
Developed by
Monolith.
Monolith. It's very tiny in the box, right next to the
Yeah.
bar. Wow, it's so tiny.
Anywho, what was I saying? No, id Software developed Commander Keen. It was the first game they ever made, followed by Doom. Sorry, followed by Wolfenstein, then followed by Doom.
Wolfenstein. Yeah, okay, so
So, because they thought, oh, let's look at this whole platformer thing, and yeah. Anyway, we're going way off topic. Sorry.
That's fine.
Shut up now.
Oh, 3D
Yes.
Realms used to be Apogee. Okay.
Wow, I can tell this game is so old. Alien vs Predator 2, powered by GameSpy. Who remember those guys?
Oh yeah.
Anyway, that's my topic done about Dragon's Dogma and the MMO version of it. So who's next?
Right. I'll say.
Okay, hey, hold on a second. I just want to clear something up. id Software is part of 3D Realms, isn't it? Used to be. Those guys also worked on.
John Romero used to be part of id.
They severed ties in 1993. Okay.
Yeah. After Doom.
It's okay. Now, right. Hopefully, this one won't take us long. But remember, last week Metal Gear Solid 5 came up in the news.
Yes.
And okay, now it's been out for a bit. And of course, like with any new game, the hype's up and fan art comes rolling around.
Oh god, this one. Yeah.
Yeah, now me, Blaz, and Red are all artists. Blaz and Red being far superior than myself.
Don't put yourself down like that.
Yeah, it's not. Don't do that. That is counterproductive.
Yeah.
But anyway, and we do a lot of fan art for things. We've done Warframe, we've done 40k. The list goes on. Yeah. But recently, someone found some nice fan art of Metal Gear Solid 5, tweeted it up, and it was then retweeted by Kojima. And then soon after that, it went disappearing from Twitter, being taken down by a copyright strike. Now, 5 guesses on who who put the copyright strike to it and got it removed from Twitter.
I know the answer to this.
Konami.
You would think so.
Oh, I don't know the answer to this.
Okay. What a twist.
Yes.
Not Konami.
Actually, not Konami. I looked into, of course, like everyone assumed Konami because, quite honestly, if Konami did do this, we would not really be surprised with the way the company's been acting lately.
Yeah.
But no, Konami released a statement saying that they did not do this, and that they are more than happy for all fan art to be made and shared. So I went delving a little deeper, and I actually found the original artist on Twitter by the name of Desert Man Drake. What had happened is that the original person who tweeted it, who wasn't Desert Man Drake, only put credit to one person. This piece of art was a collab project.
Oh.
So the few hours after all of this went down, Desert Mandrake came on and said it wasn't Konami, it wasn't him, it was his collab partner who had gotten extremely pissed off that they weren't given credit in the original tweet, and they were basically he was getting all the credit for it when they worked on it as well.
Oh.
So for once, it wasn't Konami.
So basically, two artists worked together to make this collaboration, and it was actually the second artist that
Yeah.
had it withdrawn.
Yeah, I've looked over Desert Man Drake's tweets, and he has not listed who his partner was, but he has stated that it wasn't Konami that has taken it down.
That's really super interesting because loads of the articles I saw about this very subject all said that it was Konami.
Yeah, I think it's the fact that it's really easy to get pissed off at Konami at the moment.
Just jump to conclusions and pointing fingers right away.
Yeah.
I think it's really bad work on the authors of the articles to just randomly jump to Konami when, let's face it, there's no evidence.
No, I mean, I all we saw was the original screenshot by someone called all_wolf, and that was it. So I found their article on Twitter, and it was still there. It was still the image had been replaced with the copyright strike image, and I used that link to go on to find Desert Man on Twitter, and I literally looked through his replies, and it was on the 5th of September that he has said, yes, this isn't of Konami's doing, which almost makes me question some of the journalistic work that some people have been putting out, because they have really only been recording the gut knee-jerk reaction of people to this news without going, hang on, what is actually going on here?
I so agree with this. Calling into question the journalistic integrity of a lot of journalists. There's, I don't know if you know this game. There's a game by 22 Cans called Goddess.
Yes.
Are you all aware of who Peter Molyneux is?
Yes.
I do not.
Me too.
Right. Okay. So, have you heard of Dungeon Keeper?
I have.
As?
I think I do.
I believe, yeah, I
Okay.
heard it before, yes.
Have you heard of Black and White?
Yes.
Right. Okay. So Black and White. So after EA bought up Bullfrog Entertainment, where Peter Molyneux created Dungeon Keeper, Peter Molyneux ended up going and creating a new studio called Lionhead Entertainment, and worked with Microsoft. And in doing so, he created Black and White, which is a very fun godsend. After Black and White, Peter Molyneux is best known for his work or false promises of Fable. You'll be able to do this in Fable, you'll be able to do that in Fable. It always falls a bit short. And unfortunately, Peter Molyneux got a bit of a reputation for this. After this, he then went to wasn't enjoying his job as head of Lionhead and working with Microsoft to a point of like there were a lot of rumors going around that I'm not prepared to just start divvying out. But he ended up quitting Lionhead and started to work for his own company in Guildford in the UK called 22 Cans, where he developed another game I can't remember the name of. It was like a mobile game sort of thing, and another game following that called Goddess, and it was another God Sim game specifically designed to run on tablets. It first came out on PCs and then was geared towards tablets. Right. Now, Goddess has had a lot of heat. It's been missing deadlines in terms of it was kickstarted and it's missed a lot of deadlines and it's quote unquote not lived up to the promises. I don't believe that. I've been playing it. I've been having fun, and I even bought the game, but for PC. The point was in this one article. The first, it wasn't really an article. It was more of a transcription of this guy's interview with Peter Molyneux. The first thing Peter Molyneux was asked was, "Are you a compulsive liar?"
That's right out of the starting gate?
Right out of the starting gate. No hello, no nothing, how's it going, or anything like this. The first thing he was asked was, "Are you a compulsive liar?" Right? To me, that's a really low blow. Start off an interview like this. It's like, obviously this interviewer had it gunning for Peter Molyneux.
Yeah, seriously. At that point, I would have gone up and left. I'm like, yeah, haha,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
I would do the same thing. Just get up, just walk away. He actually continued on the question.
He continued the interview.
Oh
right?
man.
Was belittled. I would actually say bullied. And I read the interview and it was awful.
Like an
After
interrogation of
which,
an interview?
it was very much an interrogation. Ridicule upon ridicule. It was awful. This is one of the this is pretty much when I stopped reading game journalism. But at the end of it, Peter Molyneux said, "You know what? Because of this interview, I'm not going to do another interview," and he hasn't. He's not done another interview since because of how he was treated by this rocket paper shotgun.
Oh, rock paper shotgun.
It is rock paper shotgun. Yeah, this and I think this kind of stuff is terrible. It's like video game journalism is flooded with this kind of stuff. Accusations of, games developers sleeping with journalists just to get a good review, and it's just like, what is going on?
Yeah. I mean, if there has been known to be some sort of relationship between someone in a game industry and someone in the journalism industry, that should be a full disclosure beforehand, or even if they work for a bigger company, make sure that they are not handling the coverage of said game. Because you're always going to have that risk, and even with most media today, it's even just going outside games, there's always going to be accusations of this, that, and whatever. Like over here in the UK, we had the whole phone hacking thing.
Phone hacking thing?
Yes.
Yeah, that thing.
Basically, a group of journalists ended up hacking into the private voicemails of people to try and basically get scoops
Really? Wow.
Yes, they even hacked into a girl's phone who was ended up. Well, they basically found her body dead, and they were spreading out news that this girl wasn't dead because they had hacked into her phone and found a voicemail regarding a job interview.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's now is going to be a good point to point out that in no way, shape, or form do we consider ourselves news journalists. We're just for idiots on the internet talking about games.
Yeah.
Idiots is a little too strong. How about schmucks? I like schmucks. Have opinions, man.
Yeah.
I mean, there's quite a few things. There's people being called liars, and then it's the case that I think with this Peter Molyneux, well, going back to Peter Molyneux things, it's too much. There's a case that developers get bitten by the fact that they have too much ambition, and then they either run out of steams, run out of funds, or they just can't get the technology to work.
They get that kind of reputation, then the people that they've promised those things to, probably like this interviewer was doing a thing with them there. He probably just was like, "Well, I'm just going to make this a personal attack instead of actually doing my job, because I was personally affected by this guy, and I'm going to give him what for.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be the hammer of justice and make sure everyone out there who's also been affected by this make sure this guy gets what he deserves." Which, honestly, he did not deserve at all, really. So
No.
what if promises weren't, fulfilled, or ambitions weren't fulfilled? Because sometimes, like what you said, sometimes you just can't do them. Sometimes
Yeah.
I can't get certain jobs done because it's like, well, this is too much. I can't do it. It's too stressful, and
Yeah,
you don't want to deal with it anymore.
Yeah, same with me. It's like I want to get this project done. I couldn't do it, and I just go, oh, I apologize. I can make it. That's basically it.
But yeah,
There's some people get as like upset by it, but they don't attack me on it. And that's just fucking harsh. What happened to him?
Yeah.
You said you apologized. I mean, there was some form of communication going on there. From what I understand, maybe this guy wasn't communicating as well as he should have been to everybody else, but not being able to follow through with some of his stuff. So that part's kind of on him, where it's like, if you can't do something, make sure you tell people about it, so that when they go play the game later, it's like, oh, you said you were gonna have this, and then oh no, look here, this is what I said. This wasn't in the game because of X or Y or Z or all of the above.
Part of the sorry, part of the problem I felt with a lot of video game developers is that they're the ones that put the limelight of producing X game. Have any of you played Brutal Legend?
I
Yes.
played it for a bit, and that was when I didn't have my controller because I
Right.
couldn't play it without one.
I've not played it, but I've seen playthroughs of it.
Okay, so Brutal Legend, a game by Double Fine Entertainment. Double Fine, I'm not sure, whatever. Tim Schafer, big name, and they were working really hard on getting the game done. This is one of my favorite topics. And it was supposed to be a third-person action adventure game that was just a relatively laughable, fun time. And the game was actually published by EA. And unfortunately, the game fell flat on its face because EA turned around and said, "We want you to put RTS elements in Legend." They're like, "But it's a third-person action game." Well, EA, turned around, turned back, and said, "Well, look, either you're going to put the RTS elements in the game, or we're going to pull the funding." And Double Fine had to buckle under the pressure and actually put these RTS elements in the game, which is completely not fair. Likewise, Lionhead were working on Fable. Fable basically being Microsoft's want a sort of action RPG game, and we want it yesterday. So, Peter Molyneux, very much it'll be out when it's done. He promised, you'll be able to do this, you'll be able to do that. And to prove to be honest, you could do a lot in Fable. But you can very easily tell where the bomb dropped and Microsoft turned around and said, right, it has to be released now. You've got to get out in a month. And it's not finished. More often than not, like Fable 2, I've not played Fable 1. Fable 2, the plot pretty much up and stops. Fable 3, it's better for it, but still the plot pretty much just up and stops. And way too often the publishers have so much control over development of the game that a developer can easily be made out to be a liar.
Or be painted as the bad guy.
Exactly. And this is one of the reasons why I love so much in developing Warframe. They have no publisher pulling the strings. They're able to build the game they want because they know what they're doing and they know what their consumer base wants.
Yeah. And before we derail even more, going right back round to Metal Gear Solid 5 and perhaps a lack of investigation. We said before, again, last time there was going to be microtransactions in Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah.
No one really knew what the prices were going to be. When it came out, there was a screenshot. It's actually up on GameSpot. That it's basically a screenshot of the PlayStation Store with the all add-ons bit, and it has the Mother Base Coins packs up in here. And people were actually put off. Well, I was going to say outraged because, some of them were outraged by the price. Because it's like it has in this screenshot 100 coins for almost $2. And the lowest pack is 100 coins for $2, and the highest pack is 6,000 coins for literally 5 cents shy of $80. And people were not happy with the price on this pack, on these coins.
Because because it's 100 motherboard whatever coins.
For yeah.
What can I get that in the game? That's
Well,
the thing. What's the pricing in game items?
I've actually got an article in front of me from GameSpot that actually does a comparison. It seems to be that different areas or different locations that you can buy in things are like 1,000 coins plus. So yeah. Oh, sorry. To build a second base, it costs anything between 1,000 and 1,200 mother base coins. And when you've got I'm looking at this now, UK prices. 1,150 mother base coins is £8.
Yeah. I'll say what people were outraged about because of the screenshot I have here, which is in dollars. It was again 1,150 points were $16. What people didn't realize that this screenshot isn't in American dollars; it is in New Zealand dollars.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
I will say now, GameSpot have gone back now and said, yes, this screenshot is in New Zealand dollars, but when I saw it the first time, it did not have that disclaimer there.
Welpity welp. Oh, that is dumb.
Yeah. Because I do remember seeing another screenshot somewhere. Unfortunately, I don't have the link for it, but so I can't check the American dollar price. But there was a huge difference in the prices. I was like, hang on, something's not right here. And then it turned out, yeah, the one on GameSpot was in New Zealand dollars.
So
So-
in reality, actually just cheap.
Yeah. So yeah, when you see the dollar sign, don't assume it's American.
More money symbols.
It does get to me that there are so many different dollars. It's like, oh, Canadian dollars, American dollars, New Zealand dollars. Where else there's dollars? Hong Kong dollars.
This is actually monopoly money.
Yep. All delicious monopoly money.
Yes. Okay, so that pretty much comes that topic to a close. Drew, you want to go?
Yay! Okay. So, I've been thinking, right? So, out of all of us, who has bought a game on console or PC, and taken it into a retail shop on the high street and traded it in for either store credit or trade in as part of purchasing something else?
Yes.
I did back in the day, yeah.
Yeah,
I have not.
I'll say I've done it pretty recently. I've got all these Xbox games. It's like, I don't really play these anymore. These don't interest me. So I basically gathered a bunch of them up with a couple of DS games. Went in to game and actually just went in and traded them in.
I'm really tempted to do that myself now because I've not touched my Xbox 360 in like 2 years. Right. So, but I assume this service does actually exist in US, Blaz.
Canada, but yes, it does.
Okay, sorry.
My brother's done it a bunch of times. He plays the console stuff more than I do. So
Right. So now one thing that's really interesting is Amazon has a trade-in service where you can send stuff off to them, like free shipping, free postage, and they will pay you an amount depending on the condition of the item. Right? I thought, wow, that's a really cool thing. There is unfortunately a downside for us living in the UK. They no longer support this service, but
Yes.
everywhere else, the trade-in service still exists. Right. Next part of this, Steam was a really big platform that kind of first revolutionized the way video games were bought in the digital age, right? Because there was no platform to download games at like reasonable prices. You always had to go to a shop to buy them. And after 12 years since release, back in 2003, Steam finally gave users the ability to get refunds on games that they've purchased up to 14 days after the purchase or less than 2 hours have been played on the game.
has it really been out since 2003?
Really been out since 2003.
Oh. Ooh.
The question I propose is, with this digital age, is there a way to have a trade-in digital games on platforms such as Steam? Do you think that this should be a thing? There is no physical item. There is no way to actually say, "Oh, look, I'm, the disc is damaged. You only get like X amount of the money back." You are getting the full experience of the item and you potentially get a reward for just playing the game.
Yeah, it's one of those tricky things there, especially recently when the Xbox One and the PS4 were coming out, and it's like, oh, we're going to be doing some wizardry to make sure that we're not going to be supporting second-hand games. And there was a bunch of people that were in for it, and then some people that weren't so much for it. With the digital, it's going to be really tricky because, as you pointed out, there's no physical item, so there's no risk of damage. And with the physical discs, there's no. Well, with a digital item, it's pretty much infinite. There's no finite run of the product.
Say that, and then I'd like to highlight the fact that when certain someone was purchasing Final Fantasy 14, they had to wait for Sony,
Yes.
Square Enix, to hand over more keys to Steam.
Yes, I had to wait, was it 10 hours to get a key from them?
Yeah.
But still, it's not. I wouldn't say it's not really quite the same because there's always a key generator.
Yeah.
And even with some of the old PC games who can't actually run on today's operating systems, like
Dungeon Keeper.
The original.
GOG.
Yeah, even GOG's bringing that back. There's always something there to make sure that the games are circulating.
Yeah.
But with, I believe it's called Too Human.
Oh.
Yeah, Red knows this. They were actually told not to print any more copies of it, so actually having a physical copy of that is something that you're only going to get secondhand.
Yes. You know what happened to them.
Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, basically the company who made Too Human lost the rights to use the engine, so they were basically told to shut up shop of it, and actually any retailers that had first-hand copies of it, so unsold first-hand copies straight from the publisher, they actually had to return them.
Wow.
So having that's kind of rare.
But yeah, going back to the original question, do you think, as just four random people on the internet, do you feel that there should be a platform where you could trade in your games, and you lose access to the game if it's like digitally owned? What do you think?
Yes, it's a good idea. It's like you got yourself a game you don't want to play, but when your friend wants it really bad, like convert it to a digital copy you could just send to him. Yeah, like that, and you don't have access to it anymore. I think it's a good
Probably be
idea.
some sort of transaction fee that would have to go along with that.
Oh yeah, like pay this X amount to make it into a digital key again that you could trade it to friends.
I think it would also be handy for those instances where you say you get like a 4-pack of Talisman, right?
Right.
And then you're like, okay, well, I found 2 out of the 4 people who would want Talisman. What am I going to do with these other 2 things? Like, nobody else wants them. What am I going to do with them? Give them back or just give them away for free?
Yeah.
I think something like that would be helpful. But then what's stopping a person from copying all their game data elsewhere and then getting the game back?
Unfortunately, DRM. It's going to be like that. Like, it flags you from your Steam library, a game from your Steam library, so you can't play it anymore. And make sure that when you sell it, it actually does the uninstall process and some other stuff. But I do fear that if they do go, okay, we're going to do a second-hand thing, it's going to be that DRM becomes a lot more aggressive. Just to make sure that people...
DRM.
Hmm?
Gonna get like Orwellian DRM where it's just like released like crazy.
Well,
Yeah.
why not have something where you can transfer the copy of... Well, okay, so currently Red is playing Mad Max like nothing. And he's like, okay, I want to transfer it to Hold. He can do that, but then say the game can't be transferred again for like another, I don't know, 30 days, 60 days, something like that. Just so it doesn't hop around everywhere. But, it's within his capabilities to do so. Because I personally think that we would actually see more activity on any one platform that allows trading of digital games. I mean, so currently I was saying trading in, but now I think we've moved on to the notion of giving it to someone else. I think a platform like Steam, I'm not going to say that one, like Good Old Games, they'd make a killing if friends could trade with each other.
Yeah.
Especially if they put the trade fee, which is not so expensive. It's just it helps the people to do the transaction of the data. It gives you paid that fee. Not like it's not like another $39.99 type of thing. Then no one will fucking do it. It's like $5 or something like that.
The thing with GOG is that there is no DRM.
Well, yeah.
So once you get a game and you have the game files, like I actually did this with my cousin when I bought Heroes of Might and Magic 3. He really wanted to play that game, and I'm just like, okay, well, here's the files. Plunk. There you go. Have fun.
Okay,
there's nothing stopping you from doing that. This is probably more of a Steam thing. But
yeah, GOG was a bad suggestion.
But we brought it up, so now.
Yeah. Well, actually, going back...
Hold on, Bridget. I got one thing I like to say about the what Drew said about the 30-day thing, or somebody trades a game. Would that be how much time the person has to play it before it goes back to the original owner, or before it can be traded again to somebody else completely different?
Before it can be traded again to either the original person or someone else completely different.
Now, say if the original person had it and they wanted it back, could they auto take it back?
No, they could probably put in a case for it. Or say that, maybe after... I'd like to say maybe after like 10 days of non-use, after the 30-day period, they could request it back, and they just sort of like fly back to them.
Yeah, and also it's good for people like me because I have tons of games, right? And I understood them when I complete like South Park: Stick of Truth. I beat that game. Yeah, there's no more point in me playing it anymore, unless I want to play it as a female character and see what's the different storylines for that or different options and stuff like that. But no, I beat it. I'm done with the game, and I have a friend out there who wants it. So why can I not just trade it to him like that as a gift? Not
Yeah.
I'm gonna play with it anymore. It's just laying in my Steam library uninstalled.
Yeah, no, I completely agree.
Yeah, I do know Steam does have I believe it's still in beta, so not many people have access to it, of a friends and family sharing where people on your friends list can, when flagged with a certain game, they can actually play it from your library, but it's very limited to the fact that you can't make any microtransactions when in the game, and regardless if your friend has all the DLC or expansions, you can only play the base game. And when you say if I had a game like one of Soul Reaver, and I was letting Red play it. And I saw him online, he was playing it, and I went, "Hey, I want to play that game at this point as well." And I logged into it. Steam would basically kick him off of it so I could play it.
Suppose that's a start.
Yeah.
Well, it's I guess it's a good way of introducing the game. Is I heard about this game, and so my friends, I'll give it a try. Oh, I like it. I'll buy my own copy. It's kind of like that, you know. Because if you only play the base game, and if you like the game enough, you buy it and the DLCs, right? Just to have the DLCs enhance the game. It's not a bad idea for like people who want to try it. You know, try and try and play it. Don't like it, don't buy it. Basically, type of dealio. But kind of like Steam has that whole was it return policy, like try a game for 2 hours, if you don't like, you can return it under the 2 hours for any reason, you get your money back.
Yeah, but there is an abuse policy. You can't keep doing that.
Yeah.
But part of what you just suggested, people trying it just to oh yeah, I'll buy this. They might as well just try a demo of the game.
But not all of them have demos, that's the thing.
Sorry, I'm intrigued to just check this. I'm just going to have a look at Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain. Does not appear to have a demo.
No, like only certain games have demos, not all of them. Would be nice to have like all of them have a trial base, just to see if you like it, and if you like it enough, you buy it, right?
Yeah,
would be nice.
Yeah. Yes. I say, as Red pointed out, not all games have demos or free trials, so sometimes the way you can actually see if you like a game is just basically by reading some things online or watching playthrough or so on and so forth.
Well, no, on Steam right now, they have that watching thing you can do.
Yeah.
You can just watch somebody else play a game, which I think that it's actually kind of helpful.
Yeah.
Especially when you're trying to, when you're debating over buying a game, you just watch your friend play it.
Yeah, the Steam stream.
Like, I want to play it or what?
Well, that's pretty much my topic, so yeah.
So last but not least, Blaz.
All right. Okay, so
Everyone,
I might as well just be labeled as a movie guy because I love me some movies.
Oh.
And I found this out my brother a little while ago.
Yeah.
And so, have you guys seen Ghost in the Shell?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, like, you seen like the movie, like the older movie?
Yeah.
The original
Right.
one. Yeah.
So, guess what's coming back?
Ghost in the Shell movie, I'm guessing.
The live action movie version, I assume.
Guess who's doing it?
Oh, is this the Scarlett Johansson thing?
Yes, it's a thing.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm excited or worried.
DreamWorks has had the rights for this for a while, and they like produce the other anime films, and then DreamWorks got the right to this, and then Disney got a hold of it.
Disney.
Because Disney and Ghost in the Shell go together like peanut butter and tacos.
Right?
Oh no.
Is it Miramax? They're the company that does like all the Quentin Tarantino films, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're owned by Disney.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So don't get me wrong.
These articles I'm looking at are specifically mentioning Disney doing this.
Yeah, okay.
Are they gonna quote another like very old Disney movie like they did with Age of Ultron with Pinocchio?
Who knows? Who knows? I don't know. Maybe there's. I don't know what the plot's going to be for this, but I've looked up a couple things, and it's going to be released on. Here, around April or March of 2017.
So they're actually properly making it.
It is in production right now. It is going to be a thing. We cannot stop it.
Right. I'm saying it now. That film's going to tank.
I hope it doesn't.
No,
I really
you're
hope
hoping
it
it's going to
doesn't.
be good.
I love Ghost in the Shell. I really love Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah, a lot of people love Ghost in the Shell, but trying to do a American live action thing version of it. What do you think? What other anime out there
Yeah.
are you seeing turn into?
I'm glad you brought that up, Colin, because I was giving my question to you guys. How do you guys feel about live action adaptations of anime movies? Because this has been like a thing that's been going on for like years now. Because at first, I forget who was going to be doing the Akira movie. Somebody really wanted to do Akira, but everybody was going to be white.
Titanic. James Cameron?
Yes.
Yeah, he was going to do it.
One,
Oh, okay.
live action Evangelion, one that like Michael Bay wanted to do it.
Well, that's a new thing that's popped up now. Michael Bay wanting to do.
Yeah.
It was going to be originally. It was going to be Weta Workshop was going to be doing a lot of the stuff for, which I actually think would have been really cool. I've seen some of the concept artwork for that, and it was like, oh man, I think they could do it. It's possible. You just got to find the right person, because normally it's gonna suck.
Oh, it's like Edge of Tomorrow. That was originally a manga.
Yeah, you see, that works.
All you need is just kill, or is it? I can't remember the title. It's based on a manga, and if you read the manga and watch the movie, manga, it's better with this. I won't say it's going to be better because everyone liked their versions, right? But at least the manga version did have a better ending than the movie because it kind of. Well, I don't want to spoil it for people because
the movie was still pretty good. They got to admit.
Oh, the movie is
the
pretty
movie was
good. Yeah,
like
it was pretty
cool.
cool.
If you just cut ties with the manga for 1 second, as a movie by itself, it is a very good movie.
Mm-hmm. It's just what griped me in the actual movie is just the ending to it. It kind of went too Disney for me.
A little too happily ever after for you, Colin.
Yeah. For a alien invasion type of video, right?
Part of the issue I have is that I honestly don't trust America to produce a accurate adaptation of
The anime, like Dragon Ball's Evolution, right? Everyone?
No.
Yeah.
Anything,
that didn't happen, Colin.
anything outside of their own culture. There was an absolutely phenomenal French film. I'm pretty certain it's a Luc Besson film. Give me a second. Called Nikita. And it was either Nikita or West Side for it. Yes, it was written and directed by Luc Besson, the guy that did Fifth Element.
Yeah.
And the film Nikita, and it was absolutely amazing. And then there was an American adaptation of the film with it is Bridget Fonda, which was really good, and it was really accurate up until a point when the American side of things didn't agree with how the story should play out, and it went completely differently, and it really sucked the plot.
Yeah.
I really feel that something like Ghost in the Shell is way too heavy for your typical audience. They'll sit there and they'll just go, what? Well, and they'll just expect, cyborgs, guns, and that's about it.
I'm going to disagree with you on that because with Ghost in the Shell, there's a lot of different things you can do. Like the first movie, pretty heavily in the philosophical area. Like it was even like sometimes I'm watching this and I'm just like, huh? Because it's going over my head. But if you've watched, because they've had they have a standalone complex. That show there as like a police thriller or in drama, like that works. That really works. Like I really love standalone complex.
Yeah, don't get me wrong.
I was trying to get my dad to watch that too, because I'm like, hey, Dad, you want to watch some anime?
Don't get me wrong.
Watch this.
You're completely right on this, but I think it's too heavy for today's audience. People these days just want to watch a film that is heavy in the action, and that's about it. I recently watched, and I'm not going to go into a rant about this, the most recent Jurassic Park film, Jurassic World. And I think it sucks horrendously.
Bro, you need more teeth, bro.
Whatever.
But hey, the last 10 minutes though.
Oh, the last 10 minutes.
Makes no sense.
Doesn't need
I'm going to outrun a T-Rex in high heels.
Yeah, I seen women run really fast with high heels, man.
Was she still really wearing high heels at that point?
Yeah, she
Yes!
was.
I thought,
Yes.
I thought she ditched them at some parts.
No, she in that entire movie she was running with high heels.
The entire time. I'm
Good
sorry.
for her. She's got very good balance.
Like, I can hardly imagine someone in like proper running gear that's actually been running for God knows how long, you know, like a proper athlete, being able to outrun a T-Rex.
But Drew, you gotta remember, you are watching a movie about a park that has genetically modified dinosaurs in it.
Yes.
That were brought back from mosquitoes.
Right, if you watch the
first
film, right, if you watch the first film, it actually makes it has a lot of plot, a lot of character development, you know, and the characters are wearing like boots and things.
Boots and things.
Well,
you're not wrong.
But it makes sense. Things are happening that makes sense. In this, like, Jurassic World, it was like, seriously, there were so many plot holes. It was just like, oh my god, I could park a car through that.
It is, yeah, it is not a very good movie. I'm not trying to defend it, but
not to get into that.
The dino fight, though.
Yeah, the 10 minutes ending, man.
I personally feel that Ghost in the Shell film will have to be horrendously dumbed down.
Right? Unless they don't give a crap and try to do their own thing. Well, today's standards.
It's just not going to happen. Like, I think the Warcraft film is going to be awesome because there's no way on earth Blizzard would have let Control to I can't remember what the name of the studio is that's actually making it, Liongate or something. There's no way on earth Blizzard would have released Control for the plot to be dumbed down. I watched like the last two Harry Potter films, and I hadn't got a clue what the hell was going on because I hadn't read the books, and they were so dumbed down. I was really confused.
Really? Because I haven't read the books either, and I've watched these movies a couple times.
Right.
And
Okay.
I was able to follow it pretty well.
Right. Okay. So at one point in time, right, in the first part of the last film, right, the first part of the last film, they are hiding in the woods, right?
Yes.
Harry's wand is broken, and Hermione is setting up a defensive ring, right? A ring that basically no one wants to go through, yeah, and no one can see through, so on and so forth, right?
Yep.
And while Hermione is at the edge of the ring, I watched what there's like some dudes escorting some Muggle wizards, right? Some human-born wizards, right?
Yep.
And one of the dudes just stops, walks over to like the edge of the field, and he starts like looking around, sort of thing. Like, you know, he starts smelling the air. That dude is a werewolf, which is never explained in the film or any of the other films.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. I was under the assumption that this guy's magic must be pretty goddamn good because he's almost been able to see through this ruse she's putting up.
Yes, but it's not that in the slightest. And it's just like that's
a very tiny thing though. Like I don't know.
I think they mention it quite a bit in the book about
that part there doesn't really bother me.
Right, it is mentioned a lot in the book, but no, there's so many small, tiny details that happen in the film, and you're just like, I don't understand the relevance of this. And like, typically, when you first watch something like this, you just glaze over it. And then you watch it again and you're like, holy crap, this actually happened?
I'm thinking at that point though, when those movies were coming out, they were assuming that everyone at that point had read the books or was reading the books at the time.
Yeah,
so they just assumed they just thought that, oh, okay, so the audience knowledge is going to carry through with this movie. So I'm guessing that's what their reasoning was on the matter. So we don't have to go and explain every single little goddamn thing.
Well, that's the thing with adaptations of like from comics and books or
Things are going to get left out.
Yeah, they left things out because they expect the fans to know what is actually going on because they're fans of it. Well, there's also Transformers, kind of made by Michael Bay, and the plot, right?
You mean butchered?
Yeah, butchered. Like, was it the third movie? There's something in the moon. I forgot that one. The title, the third one.
Dark on the Moon.
Yeah. They were Decepticons in the moon the whole time. The whole time. Why did they not attack from like the first and second movie?
They were on their donut break.
Yeah, and
Clearly.
what about
Didn't you know?
the Dinobots that were just in the middle of China for some reason that no one found ever at any point in the entirety of history? What?
Also on donut breaks.
That was on that ship with the I forgot his name now. The bounty hunter. It got crashed there, and they weren't there the whole time. They were on his ship. It just crashed in China, and he's like, "Hang on, guys, I'm gonna go and check this out." And then Optimus Prime went in there, changed his armor, grabbed the sword, and released the legendary warriors, which are dinosaurs. Dinobots. I know that. Then right in there with Grimlock because metal as fuck, right?
Yeah.
Or Dinobots, for sure.
Anyway.
Sorry to, I say derail. Roll it background. It seems that quite a few movie adaptations are not doing well or are expected to flop. Like the recent Hitman movie has bombed hard.
Yeah. Like I said, that's any adaptation of like video games, cartoon series, comics, and all them, or novels, whatever. Then they're gonna change it. They want the least change it enough that it's gonna be different to the the actual where the original source came from, because they want to tell a new story within that universe. Like we all watch the Avengers. We all watch like the Hulk, Captain America, Thor, all that, and they change it enough, but they don't change a lot of it. But we know what's going on in the whole thing for it. Like in Age of Ultron, they had to change the plot. Not Ant-Man making Ultron, they made Tony Stark to do it instead.
Do you want to get into this? Do you want to get into this?
What? About
my comic knowledge only extends as far as the movies, so I'm out.
Okay, right. Okay.
There you go.
Right. So,
I do want to go back to Ghost in the Shell in a bit, so...
Hold on. Yeah. We'll come back to that. Originally, Ant-Man was created by Hank Pym to be like, the defender of Earth that he was originally designed to be. Except, Ultron goes back in time to put the idea of Ultron into Hank Pym's mind to make Ultron. Except Hank Pym programmed Ultron to go back in time to make Hank Pym think of making Ultron, which makes Ultron to so on. Yeah. Comics are weird.
Comics are comics are weird.
I'm done.
Yeah, I know. As soon as
give up.
Oh God, no! I'm like, I unfortunately I gave up on Western style comics a while ago because it's just gone absolutely ape shit, and I'm very very happy that the Marvel Cinematic Universe is no longer following
the comics. Yeah.
The comics.
Yeah, but you have to keep in mind, hardcore fans out there don't see that. That's the thing. They gripe about shit like that.
Right
Go
about
be a dick.
everything.
Uh,
I'll never be happy.
yeah,
Actually,
you'll never be happy.
The
Yeah.
hilarious thing is, Marvel are currently in the process, and currently for like the last year, in the process of smashing all of their variations of different universes down to try and boil it all down to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because they're trying to get a new breed of reader. Because, you know, like when you were younger, what's it called? Readers didn't, well, comic book publishers didn't have to contend with video games or TV or, you know, whatever. They were pretty much an exclusive medium, apart from books and other stuff like football and outside. Anyway, but you know, to compete, they're trying to actually bring the audiences of the films, or the kids of the that watch the films, into comic books. So they're actually trying to match their comic book universe to their Marvel Cinematic Universe. So eventually, theory, Tony Stark will be the creator of Ultron.
Oh yeah, they're gonna retcon it. They always do that, no matter what.
Well, retcon, smash universes.
Yeah,
Really.
you know, or
Honestly, I
alternate
think that's-
universes, stuff like, oh, this universe, oh, Tony Scott made this, and you got, you know, the other guy make this, and or you know,
Tony
whatever.
Scott.
Yeah, thank you. And
Is that your Marvel OC?
I think he meant Tony Stark, but yeah.
yeah, Tony Stark. Sorry,
I
my
know.
bad.
I know.
Whatever.
Catch on to that.
Anyway, like I say, it's you know, they will change it. Like, and also, you know, when character dies, they always come back no matter what. Like Quicksilver died. Oh no, he'll be mentioned in a different universe, or he got resurrected.
Did he die?
I don't know, maybe.
Did anyone say he died?
He got shot to bits. I'm pretty sure it looks like
Spoilers,
he
You'll
did.
also find that they rescued the body. Why
Mm,
would you rescue a dead body? I think you'll find he's not actually dead.
He actually went back in time to do Days of Future Past with Wolverine.
oh no, man. Oh,
Those of you who
dear.
don't know, same character, different company.
Yep.
Oh god. Okay, another time I'll actually explain the stupid retcon they did to make Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch not mutants.
I think I know the one you're referring to. But yeah, that's we should just have a Star Wars Marvel thing one day.
Oh.
Hey, this is going.
What,
Anyway,
Wolverine in Star Wars?
exactly, with lightsaber claws. His blood is made out of lightsabers.
They actually did that, I think, in the manga version of X-Men, and Wolverine had like lightsaber claws.
Anyway, just to
Seems legit, yeah.
rewind. How much time we got left?
We're over time.
We're over time
Not
again.
overtime.
Awesome.
Oh, it's gonna be
Bonus
Okay.
round.
bonus
Okay,
round,
I
right?
just want to wrap up the Ghost in the Shell thing with this. I am a very visual person. I love fancy special effects and big sweeping set. My one huge concern with any adaptation of Ghost in the Shell is that they keep departing from the 80s, or late 80s, I should say, style of science fiction, cyberpunk.
Mm-hmm.
Got a very distinctive look to it, and that look really works for the movie, for the setting, and everything like that. And the further they move away from it, the less interesting it becomes. So if Disney manages to do this, I'm really hoping that they kind of stick with that aesthetic, or else I'm gonna be more disappointed in it than anything. Like, even if the story sucks, as long as it looks awesome, okay, sure, why not? If you can make it look cool, I'll be down for it. But
Wow. The closest thing in my ever get it'll be like similar to DSX Human Revolution type of dealio, like that.
if they can make it look
dystopia.
like that, I'd settle for that. But I would much rather settle for like older Ghost in the Shell.
Hmm.
Just cooler, and you don't get that look anymore because everything else kind of looks like cyberpunk universes and sci-fi universes eventually all kind of look the same at some point. They'll just sure they kind of got their own little tweaks to it. One maybe has more concrete than the other, but I'll just kind of. Have you seen this? Like in sci-fi games and things like that, it just all kind of looks the same, more or less, at some point.
I think, yeah, no, I agree. I think part of the problem is that too many people that fee up the money are too concerned about playing it safe.
Yeah.
And I think that's the sort of thing that Ghost in the Shell will suffer. If it's played safe, then get a decent review and things. If it's the same thing everyone is expecting, so on and so forth. And I think that is why Blizzard aren't going to play it safe. They're like, no, we know what our fans want. We have had like over 12 million fans. I'm pretty sure that
Got this.
we got this, yeah. So no, we're not dumbing it down, and we will not let the film out if it's dumbed down. So, but publishers want to play it safe. Oh, let's just produce Call of Duty XK Ultra Turbo 12. It's the same, or FIFA, whatever, or NFL, blah blah. You get the point.
Yeah.
Same shit over and over again. And that is the likelihood of Ghost in the Shell.
My viewpoint of that has been kind of shifted a little bit since I was watching Markiplier play Alien Isolation, because in that game there, everything looks like it should.
Yeah,
it looks like
retro 80s
retro sci-fi, straight out of Aliens. Nothing's changed.
Yeah.
Which is that's fantastic. It now looks like I'm really playing an Alien game. So I like to think that it is possible for companies to do that. Hopefully, maybe, if you're the right person to do it, who has balls to do so.
Well, I feel pretty much any developer has, as you put it, the balls to do so. It's just publishers have to, take some risks from time to time.
Yeah.
And with that, I think it's safe to say we've actually wrapped up that topic then.
Yeah. Not much to say about Ghost of the Shell being
apart from all of
movie.
Yeah. But anything else board too is better not suck.
Better not suck.
Probably will, but I will remain hopeful. Just like how I'm remaining hopeful for Star Wars.
Well, just hope it doesn't turn out like Fantastic Four remake, right?
Yeah, but that wasn't
that could
J.J.
go eat a
Abrams. Wait, is that Fox? That can't be Fox. That has to be Disney.
Who?
The new Star Wars film. It's got to be Disney.
It's Disney.
Oh, yeah, it's Disney.
Yeah, that's fine. That's clearly a safe bet. There's nothing to worry about. Fox aren't involved.
Wait, who's doing Deadpool?
I like that attitude. It's perfect. That's what I need to hear. Because I've been hearing everywhere else. It's just like, oh, it's gonna blow. Oh man, J.J. Abrams is gonna lens flare everything. Oh my god.
The thing is, like,
he's gonna turn it into Star Trek.
If he lens flares it, it's fine. The problem is that Star Trek shouldn't have been lens flared.
Well, I actually enjoyed the first Star Trek reboot. It was a pretty fun movie.
Yeah,
it's fun. Stuff happened.
Who's doing Deadpool? It's not Fox, right? I hope it's not Fox.
It's Fox.
Oh god. Okay.
Well, no, I think Fox have kind of learnt their lesson from the likes of Fantastic Four. I can't believe that film's already getting a sequel, even though it tanked so effing hard. Like, they just hemorrhaged so much money for it. I think it's just barely made its money back.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, but before we continue on that, we can discuss it off the recording, because I think we'll extend
off recording.
it even further. Yeah.
Yes. So, I guess this is it for this episode of Hungry Gamers.
I'm
Hope-
hungry.
Till next time.
Till next time, after we've had our burgers.
Burgers!
Burgers, okay. And we will